Good afternoon. This is Michael of ALPOUGH, first name, Comet, middle name. This is my 100th show. Actually, I did it last night, but I didn't do it. I had some technical difficulties, and I wanted to make this show 100A. There's a let me know, Tracy, if how my voice is, if it's coming out bad. Send a comment. And so I had some technical difficulties. It's you do your best, forget the rest, but then something that's as important as this show, I really want to let you know how important this is, and this is why I'm doing it again. And for some of you, you're going to be seeing this for the first time today, tomorrow, and also months from now. So I want to welcome all those who will be coming in because I want to be around. And hold on a second here. Test. That sounds better. Test. Yeah, that sounds better. Okay. Had to make that microphone adjustment. I'm a one-man band here, just to let you know. So today is a real important day. I'm going to get into it here pretty quick. Basically, it's about water is life. Okay, water is life. Now, I did this show again last night. We had some technical difficulties, but I really feel that I can do it a lot better here now and give you the demonstration that you deserve. Okay, so we're going to be talking about our water, all right? And in particular, we're going to be talking about totally dissolved solvents in our water. It's short for TDS. There's these meters like this that you can get. I'll explain that to you. And it just measures how many dissolved solvents are actually in your water. Now, we've been having, I live in Arizona. One of the things that we all know is that the water here is not good. Okay, it's actually terrible. That's all. That's one of the things that we have in common is, okay. Thanks, Tracy. Is that the water is so bad, and so people come from all over to try and sell water systems. Okay. I've been very familiar with water. When I first moved here to Arizona, I mean, I thought California water was bad, but really it was a whole nother level when I first moved here. No offense to my brother. Appreciate, the hospitality. I realized right then and there, I got a distiller to start cleaning the water. Now, this might be shocking you guys a little bit here, but I just want you to know I'm being honest and I'm telling you the truth here as from everything I've studied. But I want you to make sure that you go and you study this too, because I don't know where you live. All you guys live in different spots all over the world. If this is the first time you've ever heard this about totally dissolved solvents, it's my pleasure to at least share this opening for yourself on your research here. So let me just give you an idea about what a distiller is, all right? So what a distiller does is, I guess I should have taken a picture of an actual distiller, but what it does is it steams the water and removes all the chemicals, everything that's out of the water. Now, I've visited many friends, people who've had bad water issues and have used their distiller, and I've looked into their distiller. I like to look into people's distillers to see what kind of crap really is on. But now, when people see my distiller and what comes out of mine, well, it's mind-blowing. This right here is what comes out, what the remains of what happens. This is about 3 gallons of water. And we have to clean it. Now, usually we can't go more than 2 days without cleaning this thing or scrubbing it and getting the bottom of that off. Now, you see those are literally thick, very, very thick. Here's a close-up of an actual piece of it. And where is it? Don't I have it here somewhere? I thought I brought it. Actual piece in. Oh, yeah, here it is. And so here is a kind of a, it's literally, you see how thick it is? Look. It's hard. Look, this is what comes out of the water. They talk about hard water. Okay, talk about hard water. Should that tell you something? Now, probably most of you might only have half of that, or less than that. I don't know. Every area is different, and so again, everyone is trying to sell you a water system that costs thousands of dollars. Okay, and it is expensive, and it is something that we had to always consider because of the condition of the water. So now I'm going to show you, we're going to go back here. We're going to talk about the totally dissolved solvents here. Now, what is a totally dissolved solvent? I'm going to give you an example of what a totally dissolved solvent is. So we're going to take some water here. Everybody is, so here's a beaker. Okay, here's a beaker. We're going to take let's just call it a teaspoon here of baking soda. Teaspoon. Okay. And now, here it is. See how clear that is? Okay. Now we're going to put this in. See it there? All right. We're going to stir it. Stir it. Okay. And now it's completely clear. That's a totally dissolved solvent. What is water? Water is a solvent. Solvents can attract to each solvent. Its solvents are in the air, let alone on your water. Okay, so now let's move this out of the way. Now I'm going to take here just a moment, and I'm going to set this test up. Take me just a second. Okay. Is that it? Okay, I want to remove me. stream. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. Sorry, I had a little sound effect there. I'm going to use this to show. I'm going to take a little water out of the distilled here, just a little. And then I'm going to test it. And as you can see, it says 4 totally dissolved solvents. Usually it's at 0, but sometimes it's, you know, you see a distiller like that, sometimes it doesn't get it all out. And now I'm going to take some of this good old Arizona tap water and you see, oops, hold on there. Whoops, hold on. Sorry about that. So we'll just do it from here. Okay, it's 700. Oh gosh. Anyway, let me do it here. You got to see it. 734. See that? 734. I'm going to do it again. Well, 734. Gosh, I'm sorry. Here, see if we can do it again. $736, $738. There you go. $738. Okay. There. Perfect. As my boy Jerry says. Okay. So now we know that there's 738, and 4 here on the distilled water. Okay. Now the next thing we do is we're going to take what's called a precipitator. This is a precipitator. And what it does is it puts a small electrical charge into the water. And then what it will do is it will make the solvents come out. All right. So now here's what we're going to do. We're going to put these 2 beakers close together like this. And now we're going to turn them on and we're going to visualize what's going on here. And then we're going to take the temperature as we go. So I may come off here for just a second because it's not actually my microphone, but we're going to begin it and you can take a look at it and see what happens. Now let's take a temperature. The temperature is 90, 86 degrees, 84 degrees. That's already gone up to 90, the water. As you can see, it's beginning to turn green already. The temperature is at about 92, and it's room temperature on the right, on the left, 88 degrees. It's hot in this house, let me tell you. We have air conditioning, but it's going up to 110 degrees here. So now you could still see that the water, the tap water is getting greener, which means there's algae in there. It's at 96 degrees now. and the tap water, the distilled water is still at an 88. This is the water you're drinking. Ooh, be careful. It's getting hot. And you see the color. You see the color changing, but you don't see it in the distilled. So there was 4 totally dissolved solvents in the distilled that remained. And this one has 738. Now we're going to watch this here for just a little bit because you're going to start to see it start to boil. Let me see if you can get a look above. You can kind of see it from above there. I had another angle here and it started to echo. That's part of the issues when you have so many cameras going. Now you can see it again here. Whoops, sorry. Whoops. You see it? You can hear it. It's 187. See that? 187. 190. Okay, you see that? You see that? See that? That's 82, 88. See that? 185. 185. See it? See the temperature? 190. And now over here, 94. So a little conductivity, which means it didn't get all of it out. So there's a little bit of heat. But now you do this. See that? 191. We're going to have to turn this off because it's going to keep getting hot. $180. It's going down now. Pretty trippy, isn't it? Pretty trippy. Wow. So now you see the demonstration of what is in your tap water. Now, let me switch over here. And hold on here. And remove. Come back here and we can continue on. I know this is very sobering, okay? Very. This is very hot. This is what your actual water looks like. And what it smells like is basically sewer water. That's what it smells like. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Okay, so now we're going to start talking about water and actual what water is. And I'll keep bringing this back up to you, but I'm going to make this as short as sweet as possible. But, you know, everyone talks about the pH and acidic and all that. Well, you don't know if you know that lye is put in to raise the pH. Do your study on lye. It's not something that you should want to be. There's many chemicals that are taken out, but it depends on your city and state. Now, there's federal regulations that mandates come from the CDC. Your standard tap water is around 140 TDS. Now, that's a lot if you think about it. But again, what was mine? 738. Okay. You saw what was, now, now can you, can you believe me when I tell you what this is? You see, I'm not making this up. That looks like cement. All right. So it feels like cement. I mean, really, it just feels like hard rock. Okay. And so, when I see that, here's look at the distilled water. Look at that. It's clear. Why? Because there's no metals in there. All right, we're going to talk about this in just a second here. So, let me go down here. So, how does it get like that? Okay. I mean, see, many chemicals are taken out for sure. They do take a lot of chemicals out, and it is standard. You can find out. Depends where you are. You can find out from your water treatment center. You can literally call them and find out, or it's probably up on a website. Okay, so basically they take the chemicals out, and then basically the sewer water that they finish cleaning, then they basically mix it with water, other water, and basically spin it. It's like just like I did the baking soda, right? Stir it up till it clears. Put enough water in it until it clears. Okay, so it's like it spins like a washing step. It's spinning your water. All right, so these are some of the dissolved solvents that is in your water, and you really need to know this. All right, these are things that the water treatment doesn't take out, and if they do, great. All right, so number one, heavy metals. That's what started heating up, was these metals, inorganic minerals, metals, heavy little metals, little pieces. It's weird, man. Who thought it could turn into liquid? Number two, zinc. Don't take out zinc. Zinc is good for you in small proportions. All right, you can't have too much zinc, right? Number three, lead. All right, I heard get the lead out. Let's say that. Get the lead out, baby. Some take it out, but most don't. Copper. Okay. I mean, they say copper is good for you, but I don't know if it's, old copper or whatever. Okay. Plus, people have copper pipes, right? And they get old, right? When you're in an old house, those copper pipes, water pipes and stuff. Number five, antibiotics. They don't take antibiotics. There is a overblown proportion of antibiotics in our water. We're taking other people's antibiotics. Why is that bad? Because you develop antibiotic resistance, ladies and gentlemen. The more biotics you take, because they have them in animals, chickens, not fish, but cows, goats. I mean, they feed them antibiotics so they don't get sick. All right. Number six, prescription drugs. They don't take out fentanyl. Okay. They don't take it out. They don't take out drugs. They don't take the heroin out. They don't take prescription drugs. Okay. I'm just a messenger here. Manganese. Look that up. Manganese. Cadmium. All right. Bacteria. You can see the bacteria. And also viruses. That's why they have to always test to make sure there's at least no viruses. And we don't have that. Unless you know what you're testing a virus, you don't know what how to find a virus unless you're testing for viruses. Okay. Now, and you've heard, it's all over the paper. All the problems that they have with water. I went and looked it all up. It's like, wow, they have warnings about water. It's not clean, which, whoa, they just figured it here. I'm not kidding you. Okay. Carcinogens. They don't take carcinogens out. Phosphorus. detergents like soap. I mean, it gets some of it out, but I mean, what's in here? These are all possibilities of what's in here. Mercury. It doesn't take out mercury. Mercury gets in the water. Okay. We can't all this stuff is kind of like cancer causing stuff. Okay. Arsenic. Arsenic. I had this guy, you know, he swore on Crystal Geyser water, swore on it until I did this test on it. And he still decided not to believe me. And then 2 weeks later, there was a big article that Crystal Geyser had arsenic in it, and to turn, you know, return that water. Number 17, chlorine. Oh my gosh. So they overdo it with chlorine, guys. I mean, in my house, you can't, you know, we don't have the whole house like this where it's distilled. We'd love to. We do have one that we've been saved up forever to get this water system for us, but we're getting it, you know, hooked up eventually. And so we had a plumber to come out to look at, you know, give us an estimate. I did this test for them. I took their water. I said, you guys, you know, it's hot, man. You got some water, right? Go get it. Did that water, did my distilled water. And to both of them, I literally had to pick their jaws up. That was their look. Plumbers, dude, I've done this for 20 years. He said, I have never seen anything like that. You've changed the course of my life. Get your water together, okay? Chlorine. Here's a suggestion about chlorine. If you do have bad water, do not let the water get hot enough to steam. All right. So that's one of our rules. You don't, no steam, just enough to warm. And then literally, we're not in there for a few minutes. You go and on because of the water. Your skin, which is your biggest organ, can absorb the water. So you got to be careful. Fluoride. Now, you've heard about fluoride. Fluoride is mandatory, I believe, in the United States and only in the United States. There's two kinds of fluoride, but you need to look at the ones that's not good, okay? And, you know, look back in World War II, and they put fluoride in the water. But again, fluoride of all of these is the hardest to get out of your water. So the only way to get it out, basically, is to distill it. Now, there's reverse osmosis would be my second choice, but that's a much more expensive route, and it takes up water to actually clean the water. So there's one thing, you know, just keep it simple. Get you a distiller. They're cheap as $70, somewhere 65, and they go up all the way up. All right. Mega Home is one. It's my first one. I think they're like $200. Get a good one. You know, 1 gallon, they'll make 1 or 2 gallons a day. You don't want to do it. You don't want to do too much of it because you'll wear the fan out. So we're going to talk about distillers another time. Number 19, silicone compounds. Silicone compounds, you can look that up. Inorganic minerals. Now, the people who are detractors on this is going to tell you the distilled water is not good because it gets out organic minerals. They don't tell you that it's inorganic minerals. They don't take out organic minerals. All right. When you drink distilled water, it's like drinking medical water. It's a solvent. And so each of your organs have a different pH. So you can turn and raise the pH in your body with your organs. Okay. Look it up. It's true. It's not my fault. I know it is. Okay. So when you drink this, it goes right past the liver because the liver doesn't have to break down all the chemicals, right? This, if you drink that when it's, look, see how it's settling? Look at that. See? It's settling. It would settle all the way down to the bottom. And I bet if I stirred it enough, it would shoot. It would. I'm going to do that one day. Not today, but that's another little thing to do. So Inorganic minerals are the kind of minerals that your body doesn't need. And that's part of the cleansing with the best water. What's the best water? It's always been rainwater, right? That's just what this is. I could say it was imitation rainwater, and now there's an expression that it is dead water. How can something that's H2O like this, how can you call this dead? You can mow, what? You're gonna water your lawn where you don't think the grass is gonna grow? That's an insult to this water, by the way. This is life, purity. They always tell you, drink the purest water, but always be careful. So now, you get a distiller to be sure. Get a distiller and drink that water, and then drink your tap water. Get you a TDS meter. Okay, this is about $10. You can get them on Amazon. Just say TDS, it'll come up. If you want to know about your pH, you can get this. That's about $10. And if you really want to get down with it, this precipitator, it's online. It takes a few weeks now. People have been ordering these things. So it takes about 2 or 3 weeks to get them. I tried to order 2 so I could do 2 at once, but up until I couldn't get it. So this is my 100. I'm really grateful that I got to 100. Yesterday taught me something, and I hope that I was able to at least show you a little bit better than it was yesterday because I had technical difficulties. But 100A, that's what I call this one. And I thought I'd do it over again because a lot of people don't watch me at the nighttime, and a lot of people watch me during the day. And so we want this to, I'm asking you to please follow me on Twitch. If you're watching on Twitch, please post a comment, or two. Follow me on Twitch, and also please subscribe to me on YouTube. I'm also on Facebook. Yeah, here we go. Including industrial solvents, weed killers, refrigerants, and rocket fuel components percolate have been detected in tap water. Right. And it goes through the blood-brain. Thank you so much. Goes through the blood-brain barrier. No need to digest it. It goes. Thank you, Tracy. You remember the stuff I tell you. Thank you. It goes. That's the most important thing, guys. Your brain has to be hydrated. If your brain is not hydrated, okay, so you got to hydrate your brain. You got to put enough water in there to get your hydration through the brain. Okay, so, and what does distilled water do? It goes straight through the blood-brain barrier. That's a great point. Thank you so much about that, Tree. Oh, you do listen. Thank you so much, babe, for that. That's great one. So listen, this will be my end here. I really appreciate this time. This is my 100th. I was wanting to get to 100 so bad, just to show if I can do it. And what I learned between 100 and 100A was tremendous. I hadn't had these angles before, and I'm still working on getting the kinks out of this stuff. So thank you so much. ALPOUGH. That's me. First name Michael. You can call me Comet. You can call me ALPOUGH. But either way, I'll see you tonight at 6:30.